Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have some more retro video game pickups to show you guys. I got a couple more cartridge-based games and actually just one disc-based game to show you guys this time. I mean, a couple of these things I could have probably left behind, but it's very slim pickings here in Toronto, so you kind of just buy stuff sometimes just so it doesn't seem like it's a lost cause, having gone out at all. So basically, this day here, this first item, I had gone around to a couple of stores in my free time. Then I went back to school. Then after class, after not having found anything all that morning, I decided to go to Video Game Center, I believe is what they're called. And I looked around, and there were a couple of interesting things, but also nothing that I really wanted to spend a substantial amount of money on. I found this one Game Boy game that had been previously marked down, and I don't know that much about it, other than it's this weird kind of platformer where you shoot at enemies with, it seems like it's a nail, and according to the name of this game, I'm led to believe that it is a nail that you can also use to climb up things so that you can get to different platforms. You can also use it to break certain blocks and stuff like that. The game is called Nail and Scale, so I guess the name does make sense. You nail enemies, and then you can also use the nails to scale the walls. And that was just $2.99, and let's take a look at the price tag underneath without ripping it all off, which I don't think I will be able to do right now. I am trying to get at it though. But yeah, usually when they price things up at the store, yeah, it used to be $9.99 before. So to have it reduced from $9.99 to $2.99, I thought, well, I think now that that's definitely a good deal, and it's a kind of interesting game. Nothing too special, especially for an early Game Boy game, but it's still fun for what it is. Next up, at another one of their locations on another day. These ones I actually just got them yesterday. Basically, I was in the area because I was craving food. This one specific store called Harvey's. Harvey's is a burger chain here in Canada. I don't think they're in the U.S., so I'm just going to say they're in Canada. And the closest one to me that day was on St. Clair, and Video Game Center has another one of their locations on St. Clair, specifically St. Clair West. So I went ahead, took a look around, didn't see much, but I did see a couple of boxed NES games, and they were all pretty cheap. I think the most expensive one they had there was like $9.99, and it was just a copy of Duck Hunt for the NES, and I would have bought it because it's less common to see Duck Hunt than it is to see the Duck Hunt Super Mario Bros. Combo or anything else like that. But the box was completely destroyed, missing one of the tabs, no foam piece, no manual, no sleeve, so $9.99 was too much for something in that condition. But I found these two games in pretty decent condition. The first one here, I actually have the Super Nintendo, I'm going to call it a sequel to this, but I'm not entirely sure. I have the Super Nintendo version of this game. It's Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing on the NES, and as you can probably tell, the box is in pretty good condition. Just the corners are a little bit worn, and the top of the box is a little bit worn too. Otherwise, it's not that bad, and it was just $4.99. And to get an idea of what box games, any box games cost in Toronto, usually boxed NES, Super Nintendo, pretty much anything with a cardboard box that's old, especially Nintendo games, they get a premium put on them, and the cheapest that you'll be able to find them in other stores is, I don't know, the cheapest price I've seen has been like $9.99. Usually $9.99 is the bare minimum, and you'll never find them boxed for less than that unless you really try, or they're just generic sports games. This here was a sports game as well, but it was, again, interesting enough. It was a 4-player game as well. It's a Super Spike V-Ball, and this one here, it did not have the manual with it or a sleeve, but the cartridge itself is in very good shape. It just has a sticker on the back from Galaxy Home Videos, but that one at least is in a position where I can take it off easily, and there's like a little bit of a smudge on the front of the cartridge there, but I can clean that up as well. But yeah, that one there was $6.99. Now, the last items I have to show you guys here, I just got them in the mail today. Surprisingly, I got them like first thing in the morning when I woke up. It was on my doorstep, this package of games that I had ordered from eBay from Japan, and I really wasn't expecting it at this time because the mailman never comes early in the day. For the last few years, this mailman has been coming after 6, usually even after 7, and sometimes even after 8 o'clock at night. Never in the morning, never in the early afternoon. So I wasn't expecting to see it when I woke up. But I got up, heard something at the door, pretty much was just left there. So at least I found it as early as I did. I got 2 games from this seller on eBay that I've bought a lot of stuff from in the past. Usually his stuff isn't too expensive. The only downside is that lately there's been a lot more people bidding on his stuff, and the prices have really been going up. But he generally starts everything at either a penny or 99 cents, or a couple of dollars. Never anything more than like $9.99, unless it's some ultra rare system or something like that. But I managed to get these 2 games, including shipping. I paid about $12. No, sorry. After the conversion rate, it was about $18. And I think that was a decent enough deal for these 2 games. I don't have the North American versions of either of these games yet, and I'd really like to get them as soon as I can. But for the time being, the Japanese versions are good enough for me. So the first game here is Mario Kart 64. It might look like it's in pretty good condition, but the box at the top is pretty gnarly, and it doesn't come with a manual. But at least it did have the tray on the inside, and the cartridge itself, the label is in really good condition, so I can't complain much. And honestly, the auction for this ended up with just my bid on it for 1 penny, and to pay a penny plus shipping for this, I thought was a good enough deal. Like, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, really. And the other game that I got, after trying to get so many of the games in this series and only managing to get 1, and a couple of them, missing them, really pissed me off because it was a matter of pennies in the last few minutes of the auction, and I missed out on it. But I did manage to snag this one here. It's Digimon World 2 for the PS1. And even though this is, well, an RPG and it's in Japanese, I really, really like Digimon, and I want to get every Digimon game possible. There are a whole bunch of them on the PS1 that work specifically with the, I forget what the name of this accessory is. This little thing right here. It was supposed to be kind of like a VMU for the Dreamcast, but for the PlayStation. PlayStation Pocket, I think is what they called it. There were a whole lot of games that were compatible with that, and I have one of them, but I think there's like 4 or 5 other ones, and I'm still on the lookout for those. But I'm very happy to add this to my collection, and hopefully soon enough I can add the North American version as well to my collection. Anyways, that's all I got. This video's gone over 10 minutes. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, website. They're all linked in the description below. And that's it. See ya.